Compact sedans are all about value, and for the most part, so are brands like Kia. So let's see what Kia cooked up here in the redesign of its compact sedan, the Forte. Now, if the Forte looks a little bigger, well, it's because it is. It's about 3 inches longer than before and nearly an inch wider. Those are significant dimensional increases among compact cars. There's also a lot of new styling elements. First of all, this kind of light strip that goes all the way across, kind of joining the tail lights here. Below it, there's more lights with some reflectors here that kind of sit in this pod. You come around to the front, there's another pod here on each side of the bumper. It has more reflectors, more lights here. Even in these headlights, there's kind of these 4 reflectors. They sort of look like the wings on a Star Wars X-Wing fighter. I don't know, a lot going on, perhaps a little bit too busy for my taste. I don't know, it's a little jar-jarring for me, but if it works for you, well, may the Forte be with you. A fairly straightforward interior here that features a very horizontal, kind of low-set dashboard with sort of a tablet-like display here that sits above the center controls. That's kind of a layout that you're seeing in a lot of new cars nowadays, a lot of recent redesigns, and it's all pretty easy to use from Kia's standpoint. You know, physical volume and tuning knobs, big climate controls here, and plenty of storage space to kind of throw your stuff. A decent amount of room as well. Doesn't seem like it's a huge step forward or a step back in terms of quality versus the prior generation Forte, but that wasn't really a problem, and this seems fairly competitive with other compact non-luxury cars. Now, a lot of kind of interesting features here. You get some nice touches, things like a height adjustable front passenger seat here. That's standard. Another standard feature, dual zone automatic climate control. Usually you don't find those things standard in base compact cars, even some mid-size and full-size cars. Nice to see them here in this Forte. Yeah, the other shoe drops a little bit when you actually get behind the wheel and start driving, which we're doing here at the 2018 Midwest Automotive Media Association's Fall Rally in the Chicago suburbs. Now, the big news for the new Forte is a CVT, a continuously variable transmission, as the automatic option instead of the 6-speed automatic in the prior generation of the Forte. Kia says it did a lot of things to try to make it as user-friendly as possible, but I gotta say, it just doesn't really kind of advance the bar for CVTs, and there are a lot of compacts out there now with pretty good examples of continuously variable transmissions. This one, not so much. It just kind of feels rubber bandy in the sort of linearity between your right foot and engine revs, and there's just kind of modest overall power, so the car just never really feels that exciting to get out on the road and drive. Still, 147 horsepower, 132 pound-feet of torque from this port-injected 4-cylinder engine. There is no direct injected 4-cylinder, which was available last year in the Forte. It had a little bit more power. It doesn't seem like that's going to be around here, at least out the gate. Ride and handling are okay. Handling's a little bit mushy in terms of just steering, turn-in, and overall feedback. Not a lot of fun to throw the Forte around, and ride quality seems sort of generically soft, not terribly well controlled, but soaks up bumps reasonably well for what this is. I think that'll suit shoppers better than the outgoing Forte, which we always kind of thought was a little bit busy and more poorly controlled. All of that aside, back to the value story. The Forte has tons of it. Now, this car can be had for under $20,000 with an automatic transmission and the destination charge, and that gives you standard features like an 8-inch multimedia screen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking, and even high-tech lane centering steering. A lot to be had in a pretty inexpensive package. The new Forte on sale right now. Check it out if you want.